lovely vloggers. It's Patti Boulaye here, the vlogging grandmother. Today I want to talk to you about confidence. How I got my confidence. Well, you know, when I was growing up, I was brought up with a sense of respect. You had to respect your elders. Like, you're going to hear this a lot. I was the seventh of 9 children. And therefore, I had to respect those older than me. So you develop this respect and consideration for people around you. But then I got into show business, and then I realized that people didn't know what respect meant. They could spell it, but they didn't know what it meant. So it meant I had to find myself again. So it meant I had to understand the people around me. I had to not be so frightened. I say frightened because it was a strange industry for me. You know, it wasn't a culture that was encouraged when I was growing up in Nigeria. To my dad, it was just vagabonds and strolling minstrels. Not just to my dad, but to most people. That was what being in show business was. And so here was I in an industry where you had to impress somebody else all the time. And I don't mean the audience. I love the audience, but I mean directors, producers, casting directors. Most of them probably don't know what they're looking for, but they expect you to deliver it to them. But then you get good directors who actually know what they are looking for. And when you're working for those, you get amazing confidence, even if you didn't know, have any confidence to start with. So I had to find a way of knowing who I was, so that nobody else can come in and just tear me to pieces. Well, you know what I mean. What you read, what you see, what people say, you have to be centered. I had to find my center. Well, I had one center, and that was for sure, because I was in England, my parents were in Africa. My family mostly were in Africa. I had sisters with me a few years, and they were incredible. But you see, we were Christians. We are Christians. So my mother, the best gift she ever gave me was Jesus. Gave me confidence to know I am loved. And when I was on my own, which is a lot of the time, I could speak to him. Then one day, I began to think, my goodness, if God loves me that much, I must be special. What makes me so special? Yeah, so I found out, number one, the most amazing thing, when I found out, this changed my life. This thumbprint, it's mine. Mine alone in the entire universe. But it's amazing, isn't it? Look how tiny it is. Yet, billions of people, and nobody has this thumbprint. I grew 6 feet taller. I'm telling you. I grew so confident. This is me special. There's no one else like me. So nobody can tell me that they are in charge of my life. For instance, people talk about Me Too movement. Well, when I was 16, I came to England, got into show business. You get all these, I don't know what you call them, anoraks telling you, they're agents, okay? They tell, I can make you a star. Well, I was so innocent that I thought, that's very generous. If you can make me a star, how come you're not a star? That's really very, very generous indeed. I don't think people are that generous. So you see, for me, the Me Too movement, not for me. The fact that I had to, you want me to sleep with somebody so I can get famous? No. The only one that can make me famous is my God. Do you know what I mean? Thumbprint. The one that gave me this thumbprint. He knows what I'm going to be. Oh, and the other thing is, I have seen so many dead bodies, I can't tell you, more than most people. Well, you can read about that in my book. I don't want to go into that here. That I now just, if people kind of think they're kind of, they're good, I see them dead, being eaten away by maggots, because that's where we all end up. So what would make anyone more important than me? Nothing. You see, they all sit in the loo like I do, and they're just human like me, flesh and blood. But there's one thing I had to know, is that I have a spirit living inside me. It operates all of this. And I'm thinking it must be absolutely beautiful. And I want to be as beautiful as the spirit that is living. I want to reflect it, you know? Okay, yeah, most people say, oh, there's nothing like heaven. But I don't care. I really don't care. I just want to live really good, be a good person here. So that on the other side, you see, you don't know the other side, neither do I. The other side, I believe the other side will be better than this place. Okay, so I think it's absolutely beautiful. I want to be beautiful when I get there. I want to, they say Judgment Day. I want my Judgment Day to be something, you know, God will look at me and say, well done, my child. Wow, how wonderful would that be? That's how I live my life. That's what gives me confidence. I love people. But because I love people, I can read people. I can read people's character. And that's the wonderful thing about show business. What I love most about show business, it has increased the sense in me. I can walk into a room. You know, I think most artists know this. You walk into a room, you know what your audience is going to be like, even before the applause. You just know. You just walk in and you know. It's like, you know, a group of people travel and the plane goes down. I often wondered, how can all those many people, or some people get rescued, like the Twin Towers coming down. There is something. We move in groups because we are all connected in the universe. Well, I believe that. Makes me special. Because otherwise, I tell you what, I knelt down to pray on my window. I looked up at the sky. There's a big tree outside my window. I looked up and I thought, oh, I felt like an ant, you know? And yet, I am perfectly made. Look at this. I am perfectly made. And I'm that tiny. And so is everyone else around me. So can you tell me, why would anybody be more important than me? And why should anyone be less important than me? So that just made me know. I don't. Who believes? I don't know. Fake news, forget it. I am not going to listen to bad news about other people and add to their misery. It's like it makes me an accessory to somebody's misfortune. No, I will not have that. No, not on my conscience, not intentionally or unintentionally. I'm not going to have that. Therefore, you see my husband and I, oh, you would love this. We watch football. Or maybe the channels, you know, we like period films or National Geographic side channel. What else do we look at? We have, you know, those are sort of programs. The other programs, you'll never see me watching them. And if a film goes over the top, I can leave it. See, that's another thing with confidence. I can take and leave anything. I'm not addicted to food. I'm not addicted to clothes. I'm not addicted to handbags. I'm not addicted to shoes. I'm not addicted to anything. Yeah, you think I'm boring, but you know what? There's no such thing as a free lunch in life. You get back what you put into it. And me, I'm not putting any negativity into me. And I'm not going to let anybody sell me either on YouTube or anything that 10 rules to do this and you will have a perfect happiness. No, dear. Because two of us will have the same experience. You may be disturbed by the experience. It may enhance me. I say that because I grew up in a genocide. And if people grow up in things like that, it puts them over the edge. They go into drugs, alcohol. No. For me, it gave me strength because I looked for the good in those killings. I looked for the good, and there's always the good because God is there. He lives in me. You see, what you're looking at here is a product of God, and He never makes rubbish. He has never made rubbish. If there's any rubbish, you think somebody's rubbish, it's because either they make themselves rubbish, or rather you're reflecting yourself on them. Do you know what I mean? For example, you see, if you're pointing a finger at someone, you go, that person is rubbish. Look how many fingers are telling you you are even more rubbish. Yeah, that's how I live my life. I don't point fingers because 3 will be pointing back at me. That's where my confidence comes from. So I tell you what, next time we will maybe pick up another subject and just talk about it. Anyway, just to let you know, if any of these appeals to you and you want to know how to build up your own confidence and get a true measure of yourself, and you like this video, please do subscribe. And I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to my vlog. God bless you all. Take care. Bye.